Hi, Sharp Healthcare. Welcome to a very special presentation from Sharp Best Health. This webinar is dedicated to helping you understand how you can stay healthy and well during COVID-19. I'm Megan Sperling. I'm the manager of Sharp Best Health.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Myhouse, and I am a wellness support specialist with Sharp Best Health. So let's dive in. So about this webinar, it's about 30 minutes in length. We will try to be mindful of your time and stick to that 30-minute time length. Really the purpose of today is to share what resources are available to you, wellness resources, both within Sharp and within the community, like Megan said. And don't worry about frantically taking notes. We will provide you the links for all of these resources at the end and show you where they're located on SharpNet. So you can kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the presentation, and know that you'll get all of the information in one spot at the end. Just some housekeeping. We are going to minimize our video during the presentation so that you can see the slides. So we'll minimize and then we'll pop up toward the end and share where those resources are. All right, well, with that said, let's get started.
And I'll dive right in.
Okay.
All right. So the first resource that we wanted to share with you today is a program called whil, which is a digital mindfulness and yoga platform. So whil has been within Sharp Healthcare sort of library of wellness resources for a couple of years now. And the reason why we love it is because it is something that is available to all Sharp Healthcare employees, whether you are full-time, part-time, or per diem. And it is accessible through any smartphone, any computer, any tablet. And it provides you with over 1,200 guided on-demand mindfulness sessions and yoga sessions as well. If you're not familiar with mindfulness, I know a lot of people aren't necessarily. Mindfulness is essentially a way to train your brain to become more calm, to react more neutrally, to be less reactive in general, and to have a greater sense of sort of equilibrium and balance. And there's actually some amazing research that backs that up, that when you practice mindfulness, even for just a few minutes a day, your brain actually starts to change so that it can have less activity in the area of your brain that is a little bit more reactive, has more associated with anxiety and stress, and the part of your brain that is associated with higher brain function, more complex thinking, increased attention and focus, that part of your brain actually starts to increase. So there's wonderful data and research behind why mindfulness is really helpful. And with everything that's going on right now, some of the topics that whil offers is really, really helpful, and we want to recommend to you. A lot of them are on reducing anxiety, reducing sleep, having better relationships, and increasing your sense of calm and awareness. And so if you are someone who needs help in any of those areas, and if you have 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes a day, there is a whil session that would be meaningful and probably helpful for you. So that's really what we love about it, the fact that it's so accessible and the fact that it can really help people with a lot of sort of their mental and emotional well-being needs right now. So there's actually another mindfulness related resource that I also wanted to share with you, and that is our virtual mindfulness and self-compassion drop-in sessions. So these, as I'm sure you can guess, is similar in sort of scope to what whil offers, but it's different in that these are virtual live classes led by certified mindfulness facilitators at Sharp Healthcare. These classes are offered on a daily basis. They are designed and planned with the fact that Sharp is a 24/7 organization in mind. They are brief, they're about 20 to 30 minutes in length. And some of the reasons why we wanted to call out this particular mindfulness and self-compassion resource is the fact that you have the opportunity to work with someone, a real person, whereas whil is on demand. You have the opportunity to work with a real person who's a part of the Sharp Healthcare community to learn about mindfulness, to build your own practice, and whether or not you are someone who is brand new to all of this or someone who is a much more seasoned mindfulness practitioner, these programs, these drop-in sessions can be really, really helpful. It's also wonderful because of the fact that all these sessions are designed to really recognize that people are very busy. And so all of the facilitators have sort of an open door policy, come and go as much as you need to, whenever you need to, during that 20 to 30-minute window. And it also offers a little bit of a sense of community right now, because these classes are held with other Sharp Healthcare employees. So for those of us who are maybe feeling a little bit isolated right now, who are feeling a little bit disconnected due to all the social distancing that's necessary and the stay-at-home orders, this is a wonderful way to connect and bond with your fellow Sharp team members without, of course, violating any of those mandates. So a way to stay healthy and to stay connected at the same time.
Yeah, they are really great sessions. So thanks for covering that information, Megan.
Absolutely.
In the spirit of social distancing, or physical distancing, actually I prefer that, seems less isolating. In the spirit of social distancing, another resource to share is Studio Sweat on Demand. This is actually in partnership with the YMCA. Something to note here is you do not need to have a YMCA membership to participate. It's typically a paid fee each month, but they're offering it for free to healthcare providers right now. And what it is, it's an app with all sorts of different classes that you can take. And there are classes such as Pilates, yoga, bar, strength training, HIIT, cardio. They also have a lot of classes to do with kids, either ones that you can do with your kids or that kids can take, which is a really great resource. They have classes available in Spanish, and there are so many different class types on there. I was just kind of looking through a little bit more this morning, and I'm super excited to try some of their classes. So definitely check it out. It is a wonderful, wonderful resource available for free. If you do have a bike at home, you can use that as well. You can pull up the app on your iPad or on your cell phone, your TV, your laptop, and you can follow along. A lot of the classes don't require equipment though. So that's what's great about it, is you don't need to go out and buy fancy equipment. You can just use what you have.
Can I say something about this, Emily?
Yeah, definitely.
So one thing that I just always like to advocate for is, I think that people always believe that you have to dedicate a significant amount of time or invest a significant amount of money into being active. And that is, neither one of those things are true. And these classes are both, the classes that Studio Sweat offers, they vary in length, but they really do try to make sure that they pack a lot of punch in a small amount of time. And I have been, Emily knows this, I have been a huge advocate for finding wonderful fitness instructors through YouTube, because there's a whole world, a whole universe of fitness classes available on YouTube. And those are free as well. But the great thing about Studio Sweat is that it takes out all of the searching and all of the guesswork out of finding really, really top of the line classes and instructors. And you don't have to wonder, is this a quality instructor? They have really, really high caliber, high quality instructors on through Studio Sweat. And so it's just sort of a way of cutting through a lot of the noise. If you're searching online for some kind of fitness class, this is a great, great destination to get you to where you want to go in a really quick way.
Yeah, that's a great point, Megan. And like Megan said, their fitness instructors are wonderful. They are all certified, really passionate about what they do.
Yep.
And don't think that you need to be a fitness expert to try this out. Sometimes I think it can be intimidating when you see different videos or workouts. These are designed for no matter what your fitness level is. You could be a child participating or a teenager. You could be in your 80s or in your 90s. That's what's neat about it, is it's really customizable to your fitness level. And you can always, stop and not do things, or you can add more of their reps. So it is a great way to try things out.
Yeah, definitely.
So another app that we wanted to share is called Down Dog. It's a yoga app, and it provides all sorts of yoga classes. And again, it's free. It's typically a paid app, but it's offered for healthcare workers right now at no cost, which is wonderful. One thing I really appreciate about this app is that when you go to sign up, they don't ask you to submit your credit card information or anything like that. So you can sign up and not worry about forgetting about it if you don't want to continue in the future. And Down Dog app they do offer all sorts of yoga videos. Some of the things that I really like about it is that it's super customizable. So you can choose the length of the class. You can choose the music that's playing in the background. You can choose boosts for your class. So to me, it kind of seemed like when you're at Jamba Juice and you're ordering a smoothie and they ask if you want to add a boost of like vitamin C or protein, you can actually go in and add these boosts to your class. So maybe you want to work on your hamstrings or your lower back.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It is just such a wonderfully customized experience. And to add on top of that, so they also offer classes in bar, HIIT, prenatal yoga, and they have 7-minute workouts. So one thing to note about this is they're not, all these different workouts that are not yoga are not housed in the main Down Dog app. You actually have to download a separate app, which if you don't like to download apps, that may be something of consideration to you. But if you're okay downloading apps, you have free access to all of those as well. So if any of those that I mentioned sound familiar or sound exciting to you, something that you'd like to participate in, you do have access to those as well. The 7-minute workouts, those are scientifically based to get your heart rate up, and it's so quick. You can do it on your break or before you start work or after work. So again, lots and lots of different options here, and just a great resource to check out. Right now it's free until July 1st for all healthcare providers.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Emily.
Definitely.
So I'll take on the next couple of resources. So one of the things that we've launched about, what was it, Emily, about a year ago, about a year and a half ago?
Yeah, that sounds right.
That was the Move More Rewards program. And the Move More Rewards program is powered by, speaking of apps, apps play a dominant part in this discussion, but they play a dominant part in our lives. I guess that makes sense. Move More is powered through an app called MoveSpring, and what this is a program that allows you to join a community of Sharp Healthcare employees. This is open to any Sharp Healthcare employee, and you join it by using either a smartphone or an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or a Garmin, basically any piece of technology that has some sort of step tracking device. It could be synced with this program. And it is something that allows you to track your activity throughout the days. It allows you to be a part of an online community of, again, Sharp employees, and you get to see who's the most active. You get to see how many people have made improvements. You can share as much or as little as you like pretty much throughout the whole process, of course, if you're a little bit more private. But the thing that is, I think, the most special for it, and the reason we're bringing it up now is because we have we've created an incentive model specifically for this time in our lives. And we did this because of the fact that we know that people can't as easily go outside and take the same kind of walks and runs that they used to, but also because of the fact that, and I think more directly because of the fact that we cannot currently offer on-site classes. You can't go to your gym or your fitness facility the way you normally do. And so this reward system is meant to encourage you to be more active and kind of keep your activity levels up. And so if you are averaging at least 4,000 steps a day, that means that you're eligible to be entered into an opportunity drawing. And so the way it works is that if you are the more active you are, the more you're eligible to receive. And you can see on the screen the breakdown of these sort of daily step tiers and the associated reward dollars. And so we have, for all of the tiers except for the sort of the grand prize winner, 2 winners for each group. And so this is something that we're hoping will be kind of a nice boost for people. Since you aren't able to go out right now, you aren't able to necessarily go to whatever fitness facility or gym that you really love, being active and still keeping your body moving is good for you mentally and physically. And so we've customized this program for the time being just to create an opportunity for people to have a little bit extra motivation to be active. So again, the way that we're going to show you how you can join it, we'll do that at the very end. So if this seems exciting to you, we'll show you just how to get started. It's very, very, very simple to join and even easier to use.
And if you're already looking up the MoveSpring app on your phone, which we've had this happen before, and they ask you for a code, an organization code, I'll just share right now, it's SHARP-HC. It's not case sensitive. Again, we'll show you at the end, but for those who are eager to join and you're asking, well, what's the organization code? SHARP-HC.
No, thank you for mentioning that. I have definitely been in presentations and sat through webinars before where I start immediately downloading what they're telling me, and then I run into some sort of roadblock. So no, that was wonderful. So yes, SHARP-HC. If you happen to have, if you're multitasking right now and you happen to have MoveSpring downloaded on your phone right now and it pops up and asks you what your code is, it's SHARP-HC. So thank you for that, Emily.
Sure.
All right, so switching gears just a little bit. So we fully acknowledge that the vast majority of people are working in clinical areas at Sharp Healthcare, but there is still a significant and really important group of people who are working on the system side of things in a non-clinical area. And one of the things that we have recognized is the fact that so many of these individuals have been asked to work from home. And there are a lot of people who are working from home right now that have never been a teleworker before in their entire lives. And so one of the things that can kind of get lost in the shuffle is if you're transitioning from being someone who works in a normal workplace setting to suddenly being a teleworker is your own self-care and well-being. It's really, really easy for your routine to kind of dissolve. It feels like a strong word, but it's probably a fairly accurate one. The lines between your work life and home life can become very blurry very quickly, and it can become really, really easy to default to the snacks that you're able to avoid when you're at work because suddenly you're not at work, you're at home, but you're also working. It can be really easy to not be as active throughout the day. I've started teleworking a couple of days a week during COVID just to maintain the social distancing guidelines. And I can tell you it's very, very easy to just sit at your computer and just stay there, and you don't realize how much movement you get just by traveling to talk to a coworker and traveling to your break room, traveling to the cafeteria. And so what we've done is created it's actually Emily who created this. There's a work from home resource that's created in the form of an infographic, and it is meant to give guidance on how to maintain your physical health, how to stay socially connected to those people around you, because that's one of the things that, while there's lots of benefits to teleworking, one of the things that's really important to maintain is that connectivity to your colleagues, how to stay injury-free and stay safe at home, and how to, of course, create a good roadmap for yourself so that you have some separation between what part of your world at home is for work and what else is for your life. So that's something that, again, we're moving so quickly and changes are happening so quickly as COVID-19 is kind of unfolding. This was one of those areas we didn't want to lose sight on and thought it was really important to have a resource guide for all of you. So that is something that we are excited to share with the Sharp Healthcare community.
Definitely. Thank you, Megan.
Sure.
So whether you're working at home or you are still in the office or at one of the hospitals or clinics, one thing that every Sharp healthcare employee has access to is our podcast. It is called Coffee Break with Sharp Best Health, and we are on, I believe, season 5.
Yes.
So we started it about a year and a half ago, and we release episodes each week. So just to give you an example, some of the episodes we did recently were on night shift and sleep, how to sneak exercise into your day, which actually may be really fitting for what's happening right now.
Yep.
And my favorite part of the podcast is that we have the opportunity to interview experts from all over our system. I am constantly amazed at the caliber of intelligence and knowledge that we have at our fingertips at Sharp Healthcare. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to hear from your colleagues and to hear from people all over the Sharp system on their specific areas of expertise. And the reason we're bringing it up now to listen to is because we are recording episodes that are really pertinent to what's going on with COVID-19. And so we're sort of changing our topics, or at least making sure that they align with resources that may be helpful during this time. It's also a really nice break if you want to get out and walk. And you can pop in the podcast if you are making dinner. It's hosted by the team of, there's 4 of us on the team, Megan, my colleague Olga, Janice, and myself. And there's lots of fun laughs, and it's just a fun way to connect and learn a little bit more about all sorts of wellness topics. You can go in and scroll through and see which ones are of interest to you. We do try to keep them about 10 to 15 minutes long, although we are known to occasionally go over that.
I was about to say, I think that goal might be a little bit out the door at this point.
Yes,
but we
still
try to keep them short.
Yeah, it's the starting goal, and we try to keep them short. But you can always pause it and come back to it later if it's too long for your break. And you can find us on virtually every podcast platform. So we're on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, and we'll show you how you can access those episodes at the end. And I believe this is our last resource for today. But something that I really wanted to touch on, it's so important, is the work that's happening over at the SEWALL Healthy Living Center. So if you're not familiar with SEWALL, this is part of Sharp Coronado, and they have a beautiful gym and wellness center. They have all sorts of fitness classes, and one of the things that they're doing right now is, because they can't offer live classes, they are offering virtual classes, and they are free of charge for Sharp employees. Are they offered almost every day of the week, Megan?
I think if they're not offered every day, it's 6 days a week, and multiple times throughout those 6 days a week.
Yes.
But I do think it's 7.
Yeah, and like Megan said, it's not just once a day. They typically have at least 2 classes a day, and it's just a wonderful way to still stay connected with our Sharp community, maybe meet some of your other colleagues that you haven't met yet that work over at Sharp Coronado. And not only are they offering fitness classes, they're also offering virtual self-care workshops in the form of acupressure. So before you freak out, acupressure is not with needles, that's acupuncture. So I promise you're not going to have to use any needles. It's just you're using pressure points. So you're pressing firmly into those pressure points, and they're led by a trained acupuncturist and acupressurist. And so they'll do acupressure for stress management, acupressure for digestive issues, acupressure for headaches. And again, these are offered every week, sometimes more than once a week. So if you've never tried acupressure, this may be a great opportunity to try it out and see what you think.
I think that is one of the great things about all of the streaming resources that all of these partners that SEWALL in particular are offering, is the fact that it is kind of an opportunity for all of us to explore certain practices and certain behaviors and classes and programs that we haven't necessarily considered before, and we can do this in the comfort of our own home for free, but still guided by experts. And that's a pretty positive combination. And I'm just so glad that SEWALL is doing this.
Yes.
And I'm glad we get to promote them.
Yeah, huge shout out to SEWALL and their entire amazing team over there.
Go SEWALL!
So Megan, should we jump over to sharing where the resources are?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. We have to do a little bit of switcheroos. So just a moment. All right. So what you should be seeing is a somewhat busy page on SharpNet. And it is busy, but it's because it has a lot of good content. And essentially everything that we just discussed is listed here. And there's actually even more than what was just discussed, because we keep adding and identifying more resources. So you'll see certain things on this list that you perhaps didn't see beforehand. But whil is here, the on-demand mindful resilience program. Actually, that's a new one too. I misspoke. That's one of the ones we didn't discuss. But the Zoom, the virtual mindfulness drop-in sessions, Studio Sweat. Essentially, what I wanted to do was bring to your attention, one, that this page exists, but really I wanted to make sure that you knew about it, because once you know it exists, you know that this is how you can access all of the things that we just discussed. So by clicking on whil or clicking on the virtual mindfulness drop-in sessions, Studio Sweat, Move More, it will link you directly to the instructions on how to download the app, what the sign-in information is, or what sign-in information is needed, and what, if any, other steps you need to consider. Although, you know, one of the things that I worry about is when we kind of talk about all these different steps you take to sign in is that it suggests that there's a lot of work to be done to do so. All of the enrollment for these programs are under a minute. So unless you're planning on signing up for everything and being a part of everything, which we hope you will, the time commitment for actually enrolling in any of this is very, very small. But, you know, we talked about the podcast, so you can learn more about the podcast and get specific instructions on how to download it. Although, again, it's super, super easy. Included here also, just want to give a shout out, we've added a quarantine cookbook. And so this is a digital cookbook for what's happening right now. We call it Quarantine Cooking, Easy and Healthy Recipes. So I just want to give a little shout out to one of the things that we didn't touch on. The work from home resources is right here. Basically everything that we just discussed and more is on this page. And so if you'd like to access it, all you have to do is go to Sharp Best Health on SharpNet. You can search for Sharp Best Health in the search feature, or you can go under Benefits, and then Sharp Best Health is right under Benefits as well. And then you'll see the Staying Healthy During COVID link right over here. And if you click on it, this is where it'll take you. Emily, is there anything from this that you think that I should touch on as well, or call out as well?
No, I think you did a great job. And we encourage everybody, just take some time to, like Megan said, just explore the page. And we just did a really quick overview of some of these resources. And so if any of them sound interesting to you, then you can take the opportunity to kind of explore those on your own.
Yep, absolutely. All right, wonderful. So, Emily, I think that's it for us. Let me go ahead and
Perfect. So if you do have any questions, or maybe we mentioned a resource that you would like to know more about and you can't find the information on SharpNet, feel free to email us at sharpbesthealth@sharp.com. Something too is if you hear of a wellness opportunity, either within the system or within the community that you think would be great to share with your colleagues, let us know. And we would love to check it out and potentially add it to that list as well.
If you have recommendations, we exist to serve all of you, and we want to help you stay healthy and well in whatever way makes the most sense and is most reflective of your needs. So yeah, we love hearing from employees. We want to know what you want from us. So I just echoing Emily's comments, couldn't agree more. Please contact us anytime you need something.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining, and stay safe and stay healthy.
Bye everybody. Thank you.